Now for this quick reminder, we'll be welcoming your phone calls over the next hour at 1-877-Newsmax. That's 1-877-639-7629. And let's go more in depth now with our panel. Joining us via Skype, the co-founder of the Women Vote Trump PAC, Amy Kremer. Also via Skype tonight from Minneapolis, former chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, Pete Hoekstra. Pete, now a Shillman Senior Fellow for the Investigative Project on Terrorism. He is also the author of the book, Architects of Disaster, The Destruction of Libya. So, Amy, during her speech, Mrs. Clinton took on the Build a Wall agenda of Donald Trump, catering to amnesty and open borders supporters. Let's look and listen.
We will not build a wall. Instead, we will build an economy where everyone who wants a good job can get one. And we'll build a path to citizenship for millions of immigrants who are already contributing to our economy.
Making that case for amnesty. Your reaction to that, Amy?
Well, I think it's clearly evident that she's out of touch with the American people. And quite honestly, JD, the entire party, the Democratic Party, is out of touch with the American people. They're presenting her, she's presenting herself as an agent of change, but she actually represents 4 more years of the status quo. And I think that was evident with her hug with Barack Obama a couple nights ago. They are so disconnected and don't understand what's going on. And that's exactly why Bernie Sanders had the support that he has, and quite honestly, that Donald Trump has the support he has. She talks about we're not going to build a wall, but she doesn't dare mention Kate Steinle, who was murdered by an illegal alien that was a criminal and had a record. And I mean, we didn't deport him. He came back. And so, you know,
he came back 5 times. I hear you loudly and clearly, Amy. Let me turn to Pete on this, because Amy points out the real criminal risk. But you and I know, Pete, border security is national security. So how dangerous is this open border stance of Secretary Clinton?
Well, you take her open border strategy along with a huge increase of allowing refugees into the United States, and all you need to do is take a look at it and ask a very simple question. Do we want the United States to look like Europe? Do we want to look like Germany? Do we want to look like France? Take a look at the violence that has racked those countries in the last couple of weeks. It's outrageous. It's scary. Merkel doubled down on it today. She said, we need to continue moving in this direction. Germany has 200,000 people that they have said do not meet their asylum requirements, but they have not deported them. Border security is national security, as we've seen ISIS grow in impact around the world, border security is more important today than it's been in any time in the last decade.
Let's go to the phones now at 1-877-Newsmax, 1-877-639-7629 to Newcastle, Ohio, and Jim is on the line. Hi, Jim. Welcome to Newsmax Prime.
Hi, JD. One thing I'd like to say, if anybody needs God, it's the Democrats there. After all the lies they've told this week, I need to get down on their knees and pray to him to forgive them.
Yeah, you got to quit bearing that false witness. You know, Pete, it is interesting. In stark contrast to 4 years ago, remember in Charlotte, where the Democrats were booing God? And I guess we can consider it a step up. The boos just came this year during an invocation when a minister mentioned Mrs. Clinton by name. The Sanders-nistas didn't like that too much. But what about that? We have seen the Democrat Party lurch so far to the left that it's almost secular in nature.
It really is. And some of the stuff that went on this week is really frightening. When you talk about America matters and our values matter. And today we had the tragic shooting again, and we don't know all the details of what happened in San Diego. But when the Democratic Party asked for a moment of silence for the police and law enforcement officers that have so brutally been murdered over the last few weeks, the last couple of months, where they've specifically been targeted, that this party cannot take a minute of silence, a moment of silence to remember our law enforcement personnel. You know that this party has lost its way and is going in directions that are totally out of touch with America and the American public.
Amy Kremer, to you very quickly, because we both were very involved in the Tea Party movement. And I'm just curious about the populist, the economic populist who may have spiritual heritage. You mentioned some of the Bernie Sanders folks, not the Sanders-nistas, but others who are frustrated. Does Donald Trump have a chance with them?
Absolutely, I think he has a chance. I mean, you know, Bernie Sanders, it was focused on the trade issue, Wall Street corruption, and he wanted free college education and free health care. Look, he is not going to get any of that with Hillary Clinton. At least with Donald Trump is not going to allow the trade agreement to go through, and he's not going to deal with the Wall Street corruption. There's a big article now about the money that's come from hedge funds on Wall Street to Hillary Clinton and then to Donald Trump, and the difference is astronomical. So I think that Bernie Sanders, a lot of their supporters are going to come over to Donald Trump. They may not be saying that to the media. They may go into those ballot boxes and vote quietly and leave and never say a word, and that's fine. But JD, I mean, Donald Trump is the only way forward for this country. We can't afford another 4 years of Barack Obama's administration, and that's exactly what Hillary Clinton stands for.
Just about 2 minutes left, Pete. I got to get to this story, and I want your comment on it. The FBI confirming in a statement that it's now investigating a potential hack into some of the computers of Hillary Clinton's campaign. And this comes after a report on our parent website, Newsmax.com, saying that the FBI warned Hillary's campaign that it was the target of a cyber attack 5 months ago, and the campaign declined any help from the FBI. Now, with the minute 30 that remains, what does this tell you about Mrs. Clinton and the way she's running this campaign?
Well, clearly what Hillary Clinton and her team, what they don't understand is they don't understand how vulnerable the digital world is. You know, she didn't recognize this when she was Secretary of State and put thousands of emails at risk. The DNC didn't recognize that when they allowed their systems to not have the proper security and to be hacked in. And then when the FBI comes to her campaign and says, hey, you may be hacked and we're here to help you to protect your systems, and they turn it down, she doesn't recognize this. She's been reckless with America's secrets. The DNC has been reckless with their information, and now she demonstrates one more time that she's been reckless with the information that's on her campaign. It's kind of scary that one of these days, you know, she would like to be commander-in-chief.
And Amy, last word to you. Was she scared to let the FBI in because they might see something criminal on her computers? 20 seconds, Amy.
That's a very good possibility. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. And how do we know that these hacks aren't from something Hillary Clinton? She sold uranium to the Russians. I mean, look at all the corruption. I mean, people just don't trust her. That's at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. And she's willing to risk our national security and put Syrian refugees above the safety and security of the American people. She's not going to win. She's just not going to. The American people are smarter than that.
Amy Kremer and Pete Hoekstra, to you both, our thanks. And when we come back, we'll talk about the Zika virus in Florida.